Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, wherever you may be. Welcome, welcome. Also, team replay. This will be recorded, so thank you for tuning in. I'm so happy to be here and excited to be here with you today. Let me know in the comments where you're checking in from, how the weather is, how everyone's doing. I want to give a little bit of time for everyone to check in. Hello, Steve and Norma Kaufman from California. From Chile, Arizona, Judy, thanks for joining us. Another one from Florida, Renee. Hello, Ginger from Montana. Hello, hello. Good morning, Brenda. Hi, Jackie from Florida. Lots of Florida people here. Wonderful. Jeanette from Michigan. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have you. So, continue putting in your places where you're checking in from. I like to know where everyone's coming from and where everyone is joining us. So let's see. Let's get started with a little bit of housekeeping here. As I mentioned, this will be recorded. You can watch it on my Facebook page, Creative Appliques, and you can also watch it on my YouTube channel, Creative Appliques, as well. So it will be there for the future and for you to go back and check in on and be able to see if you missed something. Make sure to put down in the comments, #creative, no space. You can see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen. It's #creative. That will enter you into the giveaway. There will be a giveaway during this live, which will be a $20 gift credit to the Creative Appliques website. And that's only happening during the live. So make sure you comment #creative. No space, no appliques, just #creative. All together. You only need to do it once because it will only enter you into the drawing one time. So no need to do it multiple times. Once you've done it, the #creative, then it will be there. So hello from Texas. I see we have a spammer here. Thank you very much. Okay, so hello from Kentucky, Oklahoma. Thank you for the #creative. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so today I want to tell you a little bit about some of the upcoming events, and then we'll get into stitching. So we talked about the giveaway. Please like this video if you're on YouTube or if on your Facebook. That way I know you love the content and you want me to continue doing more live videos. I enjoy this time spent with you, and I like to know that you like the content that I'm creating. So please give me some likes and share it to your own personal Facebook page. That way you can know where to find it again later and be able to watch it in the future. So let's talk about the upcoming events. So Creative Tuesdays is happening every second Wednesday of the month. I apologize, this month I had to delay it a week. I went to the International Quilt Festival in Houston and I had an absolute amazing time. So much inspiration, so much creativity, so much fun, and had a great time. But I came home and I came down with a cold, and so I had to delay it for a week. So thank you for being flexible and joining me here. The next So Creative Tuesday will be on December 13th at 11 a.m. And stay tuned to find out what we'll be stitching then. It's going to be a brand new design that I haven't released before. So it'll be something that will be holiday themed and something that will be really cute and a fast stitch out. If you are available this evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central Time, Reen from Embroidery Garden and I will be doing another live video. Her and I are teaming up again, and she is doing one of her little elf candy toppers, and I am doing an In the Hoop gift card holder. Very fun, easy, simple, fast sewing, fast stitching project. So again, that's tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. You can find it on Embroidery Garden's Facebook page, Embroidery Garden's YouTube channel, Creative Appliques Facebook page and Creative Appliques YouTube channel. So we hope to see you there for that. And we'll have 2 giveaways tonight for that. The virtual getaway that is hosted by Applique Getaway starts this evening at 6 o'clock. November 15th. It's kind of the opening. There are over 37 different classes being offered in that. One of the things I'm teaching is how to embroider on paper for Christmas cards. You see the wall hanging back there with the C. That is all done on paper. And it's $25 to register. There is a link at the very top that you can see. I think I put it up there. Not yet. Not yet. I am going to put it up there right now. And that way you can click on it. I think registration is still open, but again, it is only $25 for over 37 classes, free designs, and you can watch all those classes through until the beginning of February. So it gives you over 2.5 months to be able to digest all that info. So I hope you are able to sign up for that. And then I know Carly Bell is doing a Sip and Stitch holiday workshop. I know it started yesterday, and I know all of the classes are being recorded to watch in the future. So I'm not sure if you can still register, but I'm going to put the link here for you to be able to click on that and see if you can still register for it. The first class she taught yesterday was a mug rug that I contributed to her workshop. There are 6 exclusive designs by Linny Penny Embroidery, Creative Appliques myself, Alphalicious, Applique Alley, and then designs by Little B. So you get 6 exclusive designs with the purchase of those tickets and lifetime access to the Zooms, along with a Q&A that's happening in the beginning of December. So that covers all of the upcoming events that are happening. And hello, Reen. Thank you for checking in. I will see you later this evening. We're going to have lots of fun tonight. Okay, get all your hashtag creatives in. And I think now we are going to go on to talking about the project. So I did a poll in my Facebook group. If you're not in my Facebook group, please come join us. We have so much fun there. And every month I give $20 store credit to one lucky winner who shares a project using a Creative Appliques design. So we have lots of fun there. We get inspiration. We learn new things. We see new releases. We know all about the sales that are happening. It's a great place to be, a place to connect with like-minded people and to learn some new things. So in the Facebook group, I did a poll at the end of last month wanting to know what you all wanted to stitch out. And overwhelmingly, this was the winner. Now, this design I created about 5 years ago, and I did it as a hanging like this. So you can hang it from a door, from a wall, anywhere that you can hang something from. And then this is chalk fabric that you can use some chalk or a chalk marker to write down the days until Christmas. But I decided one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to change it into a way to have it so that you can put it on one of these awesome Ockfeld wire stands so that you can have it on display in your kitchen, your office, anywhere that you are able to, that you would like to have a display in your foyer, anywhere that you would like to have your countdown for Christmas. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to go through how to do this. So this way that has it done like this has a PDF written instruction included with the purchase of the design. So that I didn't feel like we needed to revisit that because that is already something that is out there. You have that information when you purchase the file. Also, there is a video on my YouTube channel showing you how to stitch this one. So I wanted to do this one today and show you how to adapt it. And I added 2 different things so that you can adapt the design to having this here. And then we're going to talk about being able to add a pocket to the back. And by adding a pocket to the back, I'll tell you what step to do that. And by adding the pocket to the back, you could take your chalk or your chalk marker and slide it in the back there. So you always have it handy and know where it is. So this is the chalk marker that I use. I have a link that I will share with you right now to my Amazon store. It's not actually my Amazon store. I don't sell this stuff. I don't ship this stuff, but it's stuff that I use, that I have fallen in love with, and that I recommend to all of my customers because I know that's the stuff that works. Okay, so let's switch over to the mat and let me know if you have any questions. I'll keep checking back in to see what your questions may be, so that we can get all of those addressed. So as I mentioned, this is the one that I originally started with, but this is what we're going to do today. We're going to add these two top tabs to be able to, you can put it on a nice rod, a wooden rod, and hang it on the wall. You can put it on one of the nice, wire racks here, like I showed you, to be able to have a standing countdown to Christmas. So the file itself comes with 4 different sizes, and I think this one here, this is the 4x4 design, and it is the most adorable thing. Now, why would you want something this small? Well, if you have a little elf visitor that visits you during the month of December and helps you count down the days till Christmas and helps your little ones stay in line and well behaved, this is the perfect size to fly around with your little elf every day, and that your elf can take with him back to Santa and bring it back every day with a new number to count down to Christmas. I have a photo of it on my Facebook page, and it is just adorable. The other one you can do with this also is that it's great to hang on a Christmas tree, and it's also fun for little kids to have it so they can use this with, in their bedroom if they have a little Christmas tree, and hang it on their Christmas tree and write the numbers for the countdown to Christmas. So the design file comes with 4 sizes, 4 by to fit in the 4x4 hoop, 5x7, 6x10, and 7x11. Today we are going to do the 6x10 size. So let's go over the supplies that we are going to need to stitch this. So first we need the 6x10 hoop and tearaway stabilizer. Whether you're doing the raw edge one or the satin stitch one, you are still going to need tearaway stabilizer. It just leaves a nicer finish, especially for the satin stitch ones. And then we are going to need a piece of fabric, vinyl, or felt. So I'm using vinyl, and I cut one piece 7 inches wide by 9 inches high. So this one is going to be the front. Now the file is created so it stitches a top square and then a bottom square, and the design is created that way in case you wanted to use 2 separate fabrics for the top and for the bottom. So if you wanted to use a white up here and then the black belt and the red down here, or green, or cheetah up here and red down here, to be able to have that ability to have more creativity and originality in the design. So it is 2 separate pieces, but today, for the interest of time, we're going to sew it with one piece. So this is marine vinyl that I'm using. You can also use fabric that is treated with heat and bond light on the back of it, and you can also use felt. I also did one. This one here is done in Minky from Shannon Fabrics, and so it's super soft, it's super plush, and I just love the way that one turned out. And it was so fun because Santa's suit is furry, right? It's got that furriness to it, and so I thought that was really cute way to do it. So the front, I'm using vinyl. You can use fabric with heat and bond light. You can use felt. For the back, I'm going to use felt. You can also use vinyl if you wish, but I just prefer to use felt. We are also going to need 2 pieces. 1.5 inch wide by 4 inches long, and that will be for the top tabs here. Then we are going to need this. This is one piece, 5 inches wide by 4 inches high. This is the chalk fabric. Okay, this is, or sometimes I think they call it oilcloth. You can find it in Joann back by the upholstery, in the upholstery section on the really large bolts that they have. And you can find it, I'm sure, at your local quilt shop as well. So next we are going to need a piece of 2.5 inches high by 7 inches wide. This is black vinyl I have here, and that's going to be for the belt. And now these two things are going to be optional. This is the craft foam that you can buy in packs with lots and lots of different colors in them. You know, you can buy them 25, 50, 100 at your local craft store, or even, you know, department stores. So this is optional, but it adds stability and structure to the design, which makes it so that it's not so flimsy. So let me show you here. On this one, I did not use the craft foam. And it's fine, you know, it's gonna hang fine, it'll be great. But if you wanted to have a little extra stability, this one here has the craft foam put in it. And we'll talk about when to add that later. And then, as I mentioned, also is the other option is to have a pocket to put on the back. I like to have my rotary cutter. I love to have my hoop and press pads. These are from Dime, in conjunction with Embroidery Garden. I love these things, and I'll show you when I'm going to use that when I turn the hoop over. You're going to need your assortment of scissors, and then I like to use my quilting roller to get the edges here nice and smooth and even. And then a chalk marker or regular chalk works as well. So I'm going to check back in here to see if there are any questions. Thank you, Norma. Norma says she loves the pocket. That's awesome. I love the pocket too. Let me know if there's any questions that you have about any of the supplies. Also, thread, scissors, as I mentioned, the hanger, if you want the wire hanger, and then the needle I'm using is a universal 7511 needle. It's not an embroidery needle. It's just a regular universal 7511 needle, and that's what I use all the time. Okay, so now since there's no questions right now, we are going to get started with stitching. So let me get over to the machine, and we are going to talk about how we are adapting this design for adding the top hangers. Okay, so loading the hoop to the machine here, and we are going to stitch the first step. The first step that's going to stitch is the placement for the ribbon or for the top hangers. And when you're doing it with ribbon, this is the best time to put this down, is now. And so it's stitching the placement line to let you know this is where the ribbon needs to be. Because we are going to be using or adapting the file to put these on today, we're going to do it at the end when we put the back on. So right now, we are just going to stitch the second step, which would be the tack down for the ribbon. And it's just easier when we are on the back side to put those pieces down. And you'll see why when we get to that step. Yes, Mirtis, I am going to be putting a pocket on this one, and it's going to go on the back at the end with all of the other pieces. Okay. Check and rethread the upper thread. Of course. Let me see what's going on here. Well, it looks fine to me. All right. So that was the second step that stitched, I think, hopefully. Let's see where it goes. If not, it's going to stitch. Okay, this is still the second step that is for the placement of the ribbon from the original file. So the next step that's going to stitch is going to be the placement for the top half of the design. So it's going to stitch only half of the design. And as I mentioned, that was done like that so that you are able to put a separate fabric on the top or on the bottom as per your choice. Okay, so that is the top part that's stitched, and that's the placement. So now I'm going to try to get it as even as I can at the top here so that I don't have to worry about cutting it. And so I'm just going to take it, so if you can see the line right here, I'm just going to take the fabric or the vinyl and bump it up like a quarter of an inch higher. So it just is like just a quarter of an inch. So it gives that extra edge on it for when we have all the decorative stitching. And if you are unsure about exactly where you've placed it, you could just turn your hoop over and see. So you can see the stitching is right here, and then I placed the red right here. So it's about a good quarter of an inch, almost even with the even with the stitching, or parallel with the stitching, I should say. The top line here is parallel with the stitching. So now the next step that's going to stitch is going to be the tack down for this fabric. And I just like to use my stiletto to kind of help keep the fabric or vinyl, whatever you're using, a little bit flat, especially in the tight areas. But I also like to use my hands. I'm sorry, I know it makes some of you uncomfortable, but I cannot not use my hands. I just have to touch all my pretty fabric and vinyl, and it's a thing. Okay, so that was the tack down for the upper fabric. Now we're going to have the tack down, or it's actually the placement stitch for the bottom fabric. But the difference with this is that we already have the vinyl on here that we're using. So it's also going to be the tack down now for this fabric. So if you were sewing a different fabric on the bottom, you could have cut at that point, cut just the bottom edge. Okay. So so if you were going to be doing two separate fabrics, two separate colors on the top and the bottom, after you sewed the tack down for the upper part here, okay, you would have trimmed close to the stitching right here. You don't need to trim these parts, the sides and the top, because since we're doing the raw edge one, the vintage edge one, we don't need to remove that right now. So the next step that's going to stitch is the tack down for the bottom. Okay. Is anyone stitching along with me today? Or is everybody just watching? Make sure you get your hashtag creative in there so that you're entered into the giveaway for the $20 credit for the opportunity to win. Okay. So now that's the tack down for that. And if that was the second color, you would want to trim from up above the stitching here, but you don't need to trim around the sides and the bottom. Now we are going to do the placement stitch for the belt. How many of you use a stiletto when you're stitching? How many of you use a stiletto? This stiletto is called by Annie, and it's absolutely amazing. I was introduced to it by Shannon Fabrics. It's great to use with all of their Minky and Cuddle and their yummy fabrics. And it was a little bit of a learning curve for me because I am left-handed, and you would wonder what that has anything to do with it, but it's just because usually when you're doing things, you do it with your right hand for the most part. So, okay. And I also love it because it's not smooth, so it doesn't slip on the fabric. It has flat edges here, so it doesn't roll off. And then this part here is like a little magic pressing wand when you're using something and you need to press open seams. Okay, so the stitching line is right here, and I'm just going to center it over that because I am going to have to trim this, and I'm going to trim it after I sew the decorative bean stitching. So the next step that's going to stitch is going to be the tack down for the belt. Michelle says she has a lot of stilettos, but she prefers her fingers. I'm kind of the same way. I had to train myself to use my stiletto. Reen said she uses her fingers too. Yep. I know, I do too. I do too. Brenda says she loves her stiletto. Awesome. Yes, Ginger uses a stiletto. Very good, ladies. Joyce uses chopsticks. That's an awesome idea too. I've used chopsticks as well. But when I got this stiletto, I just absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so next stitch is going to be, oops, I forgot to change the thread at that point. I was supposed to change the thread to black at that point. I got too busy talking. So before you tack down the belt, if you want, you don't have to, but I prefer to have the tack down be black. But now that I've done it, it's okay. All right, so my threader doesn't want to thread today. I don't know, this is a brand new needle. It's just wanting to be temperamental. So we will manually thread it in the dark because I don't have my machine light on. All right, I'm gonna have to turn my light on. I can't see. Let me turn this on, then I'll turn it back off. I don't know why. Sometimes it decides it wants to thread, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, now this stitch is going to be the decorative bean stitching around the belt. Dorothy says she uses a stiletto or a seam ripper. That's a great idea too. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Mirta says she has a silicone push tool, but she uses her fingers a lot. Yes, I think a lot of us use our fingers. I think it's something that, you know, you just kind of get used to, and you always have them. You don't have to look for them, right? All right, so after this, I'm going to switch over to the mat so that I can trim the belt. And I like to trim the belt at this time, and I'll show you why. All right. So I like to trim the belt now because if you don't trim it now and you wait till the very end to trim it, well, so there's two reasons. Part of this here may be too high and get in the way of when we stitch down the chalk fabric. So that's one reason why to trim it now. The other reason is if you want to have it trimmed so it's straight across, once you do all of the decorative stitching on the outside, if it's not trimmed here at this point, then it's going to get caught under here, and so it's going to look kind of funky. So I prefer to trim it now. And I just trim it right up against the let me try these. Right up against the stitching because it is vinyl. It's not going to, it's not wanting to go today. There we go. I'm not even really cutting it with the vinyl. I'm just sliding my scissors through. That's really ugly. Not very straight today. Not very straight-handed. All right, that's a little bit better, but not much. All right, well, I'm going to leave it for now so that we don't take up too much of your time because I value your time. So next thing we're going to stitch is the placement for the chalk fabric. The oval for the chalk fabric is the next thing that's going to stitch. Becky says she's just watching today. Is anybody else stitching along, or is everybody just watching? All right, so that's the placement there, and now we have the chalk fabric and going to tape it down. This is just paper, medical paper tape that I get from the local dollar store that I like, and it holds pretty well. Ginger is watching, Melissa's watching. Great. Thank you so much for being here. I know there's a million and one other places that you could be and things that you could be doing, so I greatly appreciate you taking the time to come hang out with me today. Maybe be a winner for the $20 store credit. All right, we're going to go back to the mat now, and we are going to trim around the circle, the oval. And so these pieces of tape are really good that I keep them and use them as much as I can until they don't stick anymore. Using them on the felt, they lose their stickiness, but using it on the vinyl and a lot of times on fabric, you can reuse them multiple times. So I'm just trimming as close to the stitching as I can because the next step that's going to stitch is going to be the decorative stitching around the oval. And now you could do the decorative stitching in gold like I did here. You could do it in black. You could do it in green. Really, it's just your preference on what you want. So I think at this point, I am going to change, and I'm going to do it in gold because I like the look of that. So let me change the thread here. Remember, if you have any questions, let me know. Put it in the comments there so I can answer what you need to know. Hi, Sheila. Thanks for joining me. All right. Let's see if its machine is going to thread again. Nope. Doesn't want to thread today. So we're going to have to, I'm going to have to thread it. Let's turn the light on. Do you guys want the light on or is the light off better? I always thought that the light off was better because sometimes it gets too shiny, but let me know if you like the light on, if that helps you see it better. Sometimes it doesn't. Let me leave it on for a minute and see. If you don't like it, let me know. Okay, so this is going to be the decorative stitching that is going to be around the chalk fabric here. So this is going to take a little bit of time. We'll have a little bit of time to chat. If you have any questions, want to know anything. So it's going to stitch around. Yes, Connie, the design is on the website. You can, if you can scroll up in the comments on YouTube there, if you can scroll up in the comments, I do have the link there for it. This one is the raw edge one. It also is available in a satin edge one, satin stitch one. Melissa wants to know where you can find the wire table hanger. That is, I bought mine off of Amazon, but it's sold. I'm going to put the link here. It's sold by the same company on Amazon as it is on their website, and it's called Ockfeld. The name of the company is Ockfeld. ACKFELD. Ockfeld Wire is the name of the company. You go to their website, they have a bazillion different types of hangers, wall hangers, standing hangers, all different sizes, 6x6, 8x8, 6x12, 6x9. The list goes on and on. They have amazing stuff. So I would highly encourage you to check them out. So that's where the wire hanger from. Carol said she used an 80-12 top stitch needle because the 75-11 caused her threader to break. Oh, okay. Interesting. I've been using 75-11 forever and it's been fine. I don't know if it's this brand or what, but I will take that in consideration. Thank you, Carol. Okay, so now we've finished the decorative stitching for the chalk fabric. Now is going to be, the belt is going to stitch. Okay. Cindy wants to know what brand is the bent handle scissors I use. They are, Reen, are you still here? I think it's Ginger or Ginger. I don't know. Ginger or Ginger. I'm getting the link for you right now, but they're 6-inch double applique, double curved embroidery scissors, 6-inch. Let me get you the link. They are my all-time favorite, go-to, love them. As I mentioned earlier, I am left-handed. So for me to find a pair of scissors that I can use that is, thank you, Reen. Yes, Reen put it on there. Ginger or Ginger? I don't know how you say it. but that's the brand, and I will put the link here for you so that you could see, check them out. And they're my favorite. I love them. They help get over the ridge of the hoop, especially if you have like thicker hoops. Okay. Steve and Norma Kaufman, the designs are already on sale right now. So there isn't a discount code if you buy both of them, but they're already marked down. But if you purchase more than $10, you receive a font for free. So, but yeah, the website is already on sale and the designs are already on sale. So what other questions do we have? Any other questions while we watch the belt buckle? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be putting the back on, and we will, oh no, sorry, we have the words to stitch. So the words are broken up into 2 different colors. So you can actually do it in 3 if you want to. So the word days is stitched in one color. The word until is stitched in another color. And then Christmas is broken up into different colors. So let me show you here on the mat. Oh, Cindy, you're gonna love them. I hope you love them. It's the only thing I can use, and being left-handed, you know, I have to buy specific duckbill scissors, and I don't like having, I don't like the duckbill scissors so much. They're not my favorite. I've never been able to get good feel for them. But I used to use my multi-needle machine a lot, and with the multi-needle machines, the hoops are oftentimes a lot higher, and the majority of my business is applique. So trying to trim that fabric around those hoops and to get in there without pulling and shifting the item you're stitching on is a real challenge. And so I like to use something that is not going to shift the integrity of the item in the hoop. So I like to use those Ginger scissors. So let's show you closer while this is stitching. So these are the scissors, and that's a pretty hefty curve you got going on there. But it allows you to get over the hoop and not have to worry about trying to really get your hand in there. Like if you're trying to get these scissors over a hoop, it makes it challenging. Okay, so I wanted to show you, right now it's stitching out the words, and so the words are divided up into days is one color, then next we'll sew the word until, and then next I think it sews the HITA in one color, and then Christmas in another. Or you could just do like we're doing today in the interest of time, and especially since my needle threader decided it wanted to take a holiday, we're going to do it all in one color. So, but the option is there for you to do it in 2 different colors if you choose, or 3 different colors, or even 4 different colors, because it's broken down into 4 different steps. And so that way you can choose to do however you wish to do it. All right, so let's go back to the machine and see where we are. We're stitching the word days. So let me know in the comments, what is your favorite type of design to stitch? Is it all embroidery? Is it applique? Is it in the hoop designs? Is it all of them? Anything that, any kind of embroidery that you specifically love or are partial to? Have you not had a lot of experience within the hoop designs and you're just playing with them? Let me know in the comments what your favorite type of design is to stitch. All right, so that's the word days. Now the word until is going to stitch. So Skylar says she is just starting out, and she said this looks like so much fun. She would love this for her doorway. Awesome, Skylar. I would love for you to try it and join our Facebook group and post a photo in there of your design and that you've completed and show us what you've done with it. And that will give you an opportunity to win $25 to the website, $20 to the website. Every month we have a winner. So we have a lot of fun in there. Every day there's something else, somebody else posting something new. So it's a lot of fun. All right. This is the slowest part. Is it Mishka? Misha? I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. She says she loves all embroidery, just started in the hoop and loving it. Yes, in the hoop is so much fun. It's so much fun to be able to just stick a design, stick some fabric on a machine and have it stitch it out, and you pull it off the machine and it's pretty much done. It is so gratifying to do in the hoop projects. I absolutely love them. Carol says she likes all kinds of designs, but it depends on the quality of the design. That is the truth, isn't it? Yes, not all designs are created equal. And it takes a little bit of time to learn what a good design is, if it's well thought out, if it makes sense, if the underlay, like with these words we're stitching right now, the letters we're stitching right now, the underlay needs to be set correctly for it. All embroidery, needs to have good underlay for it to stitch out well. But yes, not all designs are created equal. So if you find a digitizer or a company that you like and has high quality designs, that you can trust that your projects are going to turn out well, then saves a lot of headaches. Jeanette said she loves all kinds of designs, but all kinds of embroidery, but in the hoop as well. Melissa says, I like the one color better. Thank you. Yes, I like the one color better too. But I like to offer some variety and some ability for customers to customize the design, create it the way they want to have it stitched. Okay, so now the next step is going to be HITA. Yeah, so I broke it down so that people could have options if they want, or you could just stick it on, just keep pressing the go button and leave it in the same color. You're welcome for the Hanger website, Melissa. They're a great company. Their hangers and stands are great quality. So you like applique best, but I do other in the hoop projects that aren't projects. Yes. Awesome. Make sure you're getting in your hashtag creative to be entered into the giveaway for the 20%, $20 credit to the website. And please remember to like this video if you're on YouTube. That way I know that you're enjoying my content, that you enjoy the videos, you enjoy the time I take to come hang out with you and share options and ways to do the designs and give you tricks and ideas, hopefully. Yeah, Cindy says she loves in the hoop projects where it's all done in the hoop and you don't have to do anything to it when it's done. I love those too. Just pull it off, rip away that stabilizer, tear away that stabilizer, and trim it up, and you're good to go. Brenda loves her favorite in the hoop, but she also does a lot of applique. Awesome. Awesome. Carol says she loves creative and embroidery gardens. Thank you so much. I hope you're going to be able to join us this evening at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Reen and I from Embroidery Garden are teaming up again to do 2 separate designs this time. They're super fast stitching, fun little Christmas or holiday designs that you can stitch up. We're going to show you how to take one design in the Embroidery software and duplicate it several times and color sort it so that you can do, for example, 4 gift card holders in one stitching. Stick it on the machine and stitch it out, 4 of them all at once really quickly. Melissa wants to know, what type of gold thread am I using and what weight? So it's your standard embroidery thread, and it is the 40 weight, and it's called AD Melody. I don't even know where I got this. I actually, I do know where I got it. I got it at, oops, I was messing with it. See, screwed up. Sorry about that, guys. I was holding the spool and obviously the machine didn't like that. I bought it at a festival, like a convention I was at one year. And so that's what, I don't even know which one it was. I'm trying to remember. It was years ago. I think it was down in Alabama somewhere. But it's Add Melody is the brand that it says. And I think it's number 336 is the one. It's not metallic. It's not a metallic thread. It's just a regular embroidery thread, but it kind of looks like it's metallic in a way. All right. And now for the last part of the letters, CRAMA. And that will be the last one. And then we will put on the back and talk about that. Mirta said she would love a Tuesday tips on embroidery on toilet paper. Maybe I'll do that for December, Mirta. Stay tuned in the Facebook group and see. I do have a video on YouTube. Check my YouTube channel. I do have a video on there about embroidering on toilet paper, and I go over all the specifics on how to do it and ways to do it and things that will make it easy. So you might want to check out the videos on my YouTube channel. Get your hashtag creative in so that you'll be entered into the giveaway. Cindy said, since she's a lousy free motion quilter, I've been using my embroidery unit to quilt my quilts with edge-to-edge quilting. Okay, Cindy, you just struck a nerve there. I have to tell you, when I went to the International Quilt Festival in Houston a week ago, I thought I took some classes. I'm pretty new to quilting. I find it fascinating, especially the art ones that people do is just amazing, amazing, amazing. And I took some, sorry, it sounded like the thread was having issues. I took 2 free motion quilting classes. Let me tell you, that was an extremely humbling experience for me. It was definitely out of my comfort zone. Definitely stepped outside the box, definitely learned a lot, definitely learned I am not a free motion quilter. So I will be using my embroidery machine to do edge to edge or end to end or side to side or in the hoop quilting, definitely, because yeah, it was not my thing. It was a lot trickier than I ever imagined it was going to be. But kudos to those of you who can do it. It is absolutely a skill and amazing, amazing, amazing. Brenda, she said she's been following Creative Appliques since the first time she attended Applique Getaway. That's awesome. That's been quite a while. I can't even remember the last time I attended the Applique Getaway. It's been a while, definitely. Yeah, I don't even know when it was the last time I was there. I'm part of the virtual getaway that's opening tonight at 6 o'clock. So if you haven't joined that, I think there's still time. Uh, Let me get the link for you that you can click on it and see if they're still accepting registration. It's 25 bucks for 37 classes that you can watch from now until sometime in the beginning of February, which is amazing. So thank you, Brenda. I appreciate your support. And the last letter S is going to be stitching. All right. Thank you, Becky, for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. This will be recorded, so for everybody who wants to come back and watch it, it will be here on Facebook and YouTube. Ginger said, funny you should mention free motion quilting. I am taking a class this weekend at my local quilt store to learn free motion quilting. I wish you the best of luck, Ginger. I wish you all the luck in the world. You know, some people are natural at it and are able to do it easily. And I think that's awesome. But I do know that it was a lot harder for me than I ever imagined it was going to be. Okay, so now back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so back to the mat now. We have this all stitched out. Now the next step is to attach the back. So here I have my hoop and press pad, and the reason why I have this here is so that when I turn my hoop over, I'm going to show you from this side actually, and I'm going to turn it this way so you can see it better. All right, so this mat is going to fit in like this, just right in there, beautifully, right? It was made for this hoop. They have them also for the Bernina machines, and you can also check and see if they have them, what hoops you have and which ones you can get to fit. But they're sold individually and they're also sold as a set. And I highly, highly, highly recommend them. They are awesome for being able to, I posted the link there in the comments. But they're awesome for when you have to iron on the back of the hoop. If you have an in the hoop project and you have to iron, it has that surface that you can, you're not going to push the stabilizer through to the table and disrupt your whole hooping of the stabilizer and everything. So they're amazing. Okay, so here we are on the back of the hoop. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our 1.5 inch by 4 inches and we're going to fold them in half like this. And you see these lines here. Now you want to make sure you're going to place them inside this stitching here, because this is the stitching that's going to have this decorative stitching done around next. And so you want to be inside of that. So what I actually do is I actually line it up here with the edge of the stitching that we stitched in the first and second step. And then I'm going to make sure the edges of my vinyl, let me pull down a little bit so you can see better. The edges of my vinyl are going to be at the edge here of that stitching, not the edge of, I'm not placing it here at the edge of this stitching. I'm placing it at the edge here of this, the tack down and the placement for the ribbon from the other side. And I'm going to lower it down a bit, okay? like that. So if you want, it's probably about a good half an inch lower than the stitching, and it's inside, it's bumped up here. So it's folded in half like that, and we're on the back side. I'm gonna tape it. And you're saying, "Oh my God, how are you gonna get that tape out?" Because this is gonna be stitched down all at the same time as the back is as well. I'm gonna leave it in there. It's gonna be inside, underneath the felt, underneath the foam. You're not gonna see it. Nobody's gonna know except for you and me, and I'm not gonna tell anybody. So if you don't tell anybody, I'm not gonna tell anybody. All right, again, so here's the edge of the stitching. This is the outline of the design. We don't want that. We want the edge of the stitching and lowered down about a half an inch. Okay, so if you want, you can also draw a line so you have them even. If you want to be that specific and precise, you can do that. I am not going to do that because I'm just eyeballing it. Okay, so now we have those two on there, and I think they look pretty even, at least from my perspective here. Next, I'm going to put the foam down. Okay, this is the foam, and you don't have to put this on here, but it does give it a little bit of extra stability. So I'm just going to make it a little bit higher than the stitching here, a little bit higher, just so that it's going to be covered by the stitching. And now I'm going to put the felt right on top of that. So you can use vinyl for the back. I am using felt. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. No, I'm just kidding. You can use the vinyl if you want. I just like using the felt on the back. Okay, so there's all of that. And now I am going to put on a pocket. I'm going to add a pocket. I told you, like, you can add a pocket. So I just have a piece here. What did I cut here? Let me see what I cut. So 7 inches wide by 5 inches high. And I'm going to see the end of the stitching is here. So I'm going to raise it up a little bit so that I make sure it's covered by the stitching down here, but it's higher up here. So now I'm going to tape this down. All right, so what did we do here? We put these two down, then we put the foam, then we put the felt, and then we put the pocket. I should have got a different color here so you can see it better, but this is the pocket right here. This is all going to stitch down now at the end. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the machine. Quickly. This is the last step before we have to trim. So now we have it all here. I'm going to hold my hand and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to make sure I look underneath the hoop as I'm slowly sliding it on there, making sure that I have everything underneath there. Okay, so now this is going to be a tack down, and then the next step will be the decorative stitching. Actually, at this point, if you wanted to, you could change the bobbin so that the bobbin is the same color as your top thread. In the interest of time today, I'm not going to do that, but it is definitely something that you can do if you want to. Okay, so now this is where a stiletto comes in well, because there's so many layers going on right here. You want to make sure that the parts of the belt that are sticking out are going to stay down. Okay, so get the stiletto to hold it down as the machine goes over it. So now that's a tack down, and I'm not trimming anything right now. I'm going to trim it all up when I get it off the machine. You don't need to do any trimming right now. And I'm going to do the decorative stitching. So this is going to go all the way around the outside of it, because this is essentially like the raw edge one. Being that it's vinyl, you don't need to worry about it fraying or anything like that. Also, you can, if you're using fabric, you can also do the raw edge if you treated the back of it with heat and bond light, and then that way you can kind of iron it all together. That'll help it not fray. And if you want it raggy, frayed, you can do that too. Skylar says she loves all the different sizes. Thank you, Skylar. I love them too, especially the little one for the little elf. Judy says, am I correct if you back it in vinyl, you don't have to add the foam? Judy, you don't have to add the foam at all. It just gives it a little extra stability and a little extra firmness if you wish. You don't even need to add the foam. Even I have ones here. Let me show you really quick. I'm gonna wait and let me see. I want to wait till the machine gets down to the belt here so that it goes over that. And then I will show you one that I did that does not have the belt. I mean, does not have the foam, that just has vinyl and felt, and show you. Okay. All right, so back to the mat here a second and show you what I'm talking about. So here, this one here, it just has the vinyl and felt. There's no foam inside of it. And so it is a little bit flimsy, but if it's hanging, it's completely fine. I mean, you don't need to add that foam. I just do it to give it a little extra stability and structure, but it's not needed at all. And it doesn't matter if you have, if you're using vinyl or felt. So this one is felt on the back and there's no foam in there, and it's totally fine. This one has felt on the back too, and there's no foam in here, and it's fine. But if you added vinyl on the back would definitely, it would definitely have a bit more structure than using the felt. All right. Any other questions? Love the decorative stitch. Thank you, Carol. Brenda says her daughter has already requested the elf size one. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. I think there's going to be lots of elves showing up this Christmas with these cute little countdowns. If you haven't seen it with the elf, you need to go check it out on my Facebook page. It's pretty cute. You're welcome, Judy. Thank you. All right, let's go back to the machine here so we can watch what's going on. Melissa, I do not sell any of the vinyl or the chalk cloth. Shannon Fabrics doesn't have those supplies either. This vinyl, actually the red vinyl I'm using here, I bought at Joann in the back, and also the black as well. I bought it at Joann in the back off of the upholstery section. That they're on huge rolls. So like, you know, you can use it for boating, you can use it for tablecloths, whatever. It may be a little bit too thick for tablecloths, but that's what I'm using. You can also buy it in sheets from Amazon, you know, like an 8x12 sheet or whatever. I'll give you my Amazon store link. As I mentioned earlier, I do not sell these products. It's just products that I love and I use myself, and so that's why I recommend them. So Judy, the foam is not floating inside of there. It is stitched into the seam. It's now being stitched. I'll show that to you here in a minute when I trim it up, so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so we are finished with the design. Back to the table here, and we are going to get it all cleaned up. Okay, so I'm going to move it from the hoop. Move all the tape. So this is where the tape doesn't do very well with the felt to be reused. Let's tape that a little bit too low. Well, it is the back, so hopefully it's not going to be seen. But as I mentioned earlier, if you wanted to, you could change the bobbin so the thread matches the top thread, if that's something that you would prefer. Okay. So now here's the pocket. That's the pocket we added, just as simple as that. I'm sorry, I should have done it in a different color so you could see it better. But this way, if you wanted to, on the back, you can take your marker and have it back there. So it's always handy and ready for you when you need to change the numbers on the front. All right, so I'm gonna gently tear away the stabilizer. This stitching is pretty hardy, so it's not gonna pull out unless you have bobbin or tension issues on your machine, which I hopefully that's not the case. This is the worst time of year to have machine issues, isn't it? Okay, so now a bit more clear, but as you see how when I placed the vinyl down at the beginning and I did it from the back side, you can see now I don't have to trim this up here. So it's already even and not needing to be trimmed, because we don't want to worry about cutting these off by mistake, right? That would be awful. So Judy, let's show you here where the foam is. The foam is right there. It's sandwiched between the felt and the vinyl. And so it's in the stitching. It's not just floating, but look how easy it is to just tear it away. Check that out. Isn't that really cool? And because of the stitching is like a star stitching, it is going to be in there. Like it's not just now going to be like not stitched down on the inside there. All right, so now with all of that, I'm going to get my ruler here, and I like to just take it to the 1/8 inch part, to the outside of the stars there. It's just my preference. It doesn't have to be that way. You can do it however wide you want, whatever width you want to do. You can leave more on there if you wish. I just find it's a kind of a good indicator just to use the 1/4 inch mark on the outside edge of the stars right there, like that. All right. So trim this little thread up here. So there we go. That is our In the Hoop Days Until Christmas. Let me see what other comments we have here. It's the last moments to get in your hashtag creative to be able to enter the giveaway. Thank you, Jeanette. Enjoyed the demo, love all the tips. Thank you so much. Yes, Mary. Mary says it would be really cute in red sparkle. That is what this is, kind of like a sparkly mirror glitter vinyl. So that's cute. But yes, there are glitter sheets that you can find in probably Michael's and Hobby Lobby that would be near where the felt sheets are, that would be glittery, would be super cute as well. I agree. All right. And let me see what else we've got here. Any other last minute questions? I plan to use this as a store sample where I work. We'll definitely post your site with it. we sell the stands. Awesome, Judy. Thank you so much. That would be amazing. Love it. Let me know what store you're talking about, where you have store samples. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Where do you enter the hashtag creative? Melissa, you just did. You just write hashtag creative in the comments, no space, no appliques. Missed the type. Oh, and Mary, can you let me know what you're asking about? I'm not really sure what you mean there. Missed the typo. Let me know what you're asking about. Too cute. Love it. Great stitch line. Thank you so much, Brenda. Thank you, Joyce. Can't wait to make one for your grandsons. Please join us in the Facebook group. You can see right down. It's kind of hard to do this backwards. In the Facebook group, my Facebook group, you can join us and share your stitch outs and be entered to win a $20 gift card credit to the website. Foam. So I missed the type of foam you're using. Okay, this is not, the foam I'm using is not embroidery foam. It's just the foam. It's the craft foam that's sold in big packs of 10, 20, 50 sheets, all different colors, usually the primary colors. And they are sold in Michael's, Walmart, all the places that you can find it. And it's for essentially kids crafts. I'm not using the expensive embroidery foam because it's not needed in this. This doesn't necessarily work very well if you're doing like puffy foam 3D letters. Embroidery, this is not the stuff that works very well. The foam that's sold specifically for embroidery is better for that. But with this project, it works great because what you're using it for is for stability and a little bit of structure. You're not really using it for, to create loft and stuff. All right, Melissa says these are adorable. I make several sizes and for gifts also. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I am going to now share my screen and we are going to do the giveaway for the $20 to the website. So here we go. We're drawing, drum roll, please. And our winner is Jeanette West. Congratulations, Jeanette. Congratulations. Send me an email through the website and let us know your email address and we will get that added to the website for you. So I hope you enjoyed today's video and live. I enjoyed being with you here today. I greatly appreciate your time and value the fact that you took your time away today to spend it with me, a portion of it. So if you're free tonight, 7:00 p.m. Eastern time, check in either my YouTube channel or my Facebook page or Embroidery Gardens and join Rena and I there. We will be doing a live tonight with some cute fast stitching holiday designs. Thanks again for joining me. And until next time, guys, make your life creative. Have a great day. Thanks.